Hi everyone, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you a little love snapshot for the next 30 days. This particular group of love looks will be for the earth signs, and I will be doing them in the order of Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is for your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign, and it will be for singles and couples as well. Don't forget to watch the general readings I do for each individual sign every 2 weeks on my YouTube channel. And if there's something in particular that resonates with you and you'd like to take a deeper look at something, or you just like the reading style, if you're interested in a personal reading for yourself or as a gift for someone else, email me at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. You can get that contact info by clicking on the title or description of this video. I would love to hear from you, and I can usually get back to you the same day with a pretty wide variety of reading options in all areas of life, different styles, lengths, types, budgets, something in there for everyone. And I do readings full time, so scheduling of personal readings is done in a pretty timely fashion too, if that's important to you. I would love to hear from you. All right, let's dive right into this little love snapshot. We're going to start with Taurus. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign for the next 30 days for singles and couples. I am using the Radiant Rider-Waite deck. And nice way to begin, Taurus. We begin with the Knight of Cups. So knights represent offers and opportunities for change, the speed at which situations move. This is the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Water, which governs our emotional life. So he's coming forward with an offer of some kind driven by love, support, encouragement. We have the Four of Cups, which is an offer that's made, which we already know from that Knight of Cups, an offer being made, but somebody is not quite sure if they should take it or not, or they're hesitant, or if you're couples, it might be you're upset with someone. Okay. And then we have the Fool. The Fool has the 0 on his or her card because it's the very first major arcana card in the tarot. So this is about starting a brand new cycle, a brand new journey, being open to new things, being open to adventure, being open to kind of getting outside your comfort zone and stepping into the unknown. It can also represent feeling like something might be too risky or too foolish. That might be why some of you are hesitant about something. So for those of you who are single and looking, we do see an offer, whether you're single or coupled, we do see an offer or an opportunity coming in here. For those of you who are single, there's a love offer, some kind of opportunity to date, somebody who likes you, is reaching out and kind of asking you, which we also see here in the Four of Cups. But here in the Four of Cups, somebody is a little reluctant or resistant. They're kind of looking at the offer, but they're not making any attempt to take it. Sometimes it can be a lack of gratitude, or it may be that, because next to it we have the Fool, right? So the Fool is about stepping outside your comfort zone and being open to adventure or considering new things. So it may be that you have an opportunity to get to know somebody better, to go out on a date with someone. You may think that they're a little outside of your comfort zone, and this is a general reading, so the little details and specifics may vary, but the energy fundamentally remains the same. So in dating, the Fool can represent somebody who's maybe a little older than you, or maybe a little younger than you, or they come from a completely different background or culture, or they live somewhere different, or they're just different. They're outside of your normal, perhaps, archetype, right? So in terms of advice, it's quite a positive reading, and I'm kind of getting this feeling, especially with advice with the Fool, is to stay open to something new, to trying something new, to not have such a rigid kind of set of ideas or expectations. We don't want to compromise in terms of the character type of the people that we want, right? In terms of their morals and ethics, they need to align with whatever ours are. But this is a card of somebody who's not entirely sure because it's a little different or a little outside their comfort zone. So the advice would be to kind of stay open to new, free will, free agency, right? But this is advice to stay open to new things, or be willing at least to try, to step out of your comfort zone, take a leap of faith, or a little tiny, even baby step of faith, to explore something new. Now, for those of you who are coupled or already in a relationship, you're dating, or you're in a relationship, or you're living together, you're married, whatever that is, Again, there's the same. For some of you, it feels like maybe somebody, I don't know, there was a problem, there was an issue, you guys got in a fight, there was a disagreement or something. Or perhaps you wanted something from your partner and the partner couldn't give you exactly what you wanted or didn't want to give you exactly what you wanted. But there is something coming in here, and it is driven by love, support, and encouragement. And it may be that you're feeling, because I'm getting a bit of almost a petulant feeling from some of you. It's like, yes, well, you did this, or you were a jerk, or whatever, and I don't know. I don't know if I want to do the thing or not, right? That's kind of what I'm getting. For some of you, the Fool can represent, the Fool is the reason for the reluctance behind the Four of Cups here. So in a general reading, this can mean so many different things, but you might think your partner might be suggesting something, or you might be suggesting something to your partner, and they might think, no, that's a little too out of our bounds, or that's a little too risky. Or, it could represent a journey or a trip too, because the Fool can sometimes represent just going somewhere new, just going off on some brand new journey, or doing something different, right? If it's not an offer in terms of like an apology or something like that, it's an offer to do something that you might feel is risky, or it's outside of your comfort zone and you're not sure. But again, I'm getting the same feeling here, that it's driven by love, it's driven by support and encouragement, and to stay open, because the Fool, as advice, is ultimately about staying open to adventure, staying open to something new, because you never know how it might turn out. Okay, let's move on to Virgo. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I don't remember if I mentioned I'm using the Radiant Rider-Waite deck. Okay, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Love snapshot for about the next 30 days. We have the Moon. We have the Six of Swords. And we have the Two of Swords. Here the energy is a bit more stuck with Virgo than it was with Taurus, but I'm looking in the middle here at the Six of Swords. So this is a card of healing, of slowly but surely putting the worst behind you and moving into a better place. The water behind this boat would be choppy and muddy and turbulent, representing some kind of difficulty or issues or pain, or it could even be a breakup or something for some of you. Because this is a card of healing, it might be health as well. But there's an opportunity for healing here, to getting to a better place. It's transitional, meaning you've left the worst behind you. You're not quite to that other shore and on solid ground, but you're definitely headed in the right direction. However, it's flanked on both sides by cards which represent kind of feeling stuck, or maybe not being reluctant or resistant to looking at something, kind of similar to Taurus's energy. The Two of Swords, twos always represent a crossroads, a choice, kind of being there, right? But the Two of Swords represents feeling stuck. There may be a reluctance or a resistance to looking at something honestly, clearly, because if you acknowledge something, if you look at something, then of course you have to take some kind of path of action or responsibility for it. So here it can represent a reluctance or a resistance to actually address something or look at something head on, because then you actually have to move forward, and maybe you're comfortable being stuck there because it's your safe place, right? You feel safe, right? And then we have the Moon on the other side of that healing Six of Swords. The Moon it can be a lack of clarity. It can represent that you feel pulled towards something, but there's also a lot of deep-seated fears, or I don't know. There's light with the Moon just like there's light with the Sun, but the light from the Moon is reflective. So it's thinner, it's watery, there's like shadows and nooks and crannies that are dark, and you don't know what's in there. So it could be some hidden fears, which provoking a lack of clarity, even though you may feel pulled towards. Again, a bit similar to Taurus's Virgo. It feels like you know the direction you should be going in, but you're afraid. So with single people, It may represent, for some of you, you may have been hurt in your last relationship or last relationship attempt. There may have been a breakup, a painful breakup, or it may be that you've just had a string of like trying and failing and just not feeling good about yourself. You know, because the Six of Swords is healing, so there's something to be healed from, right? It's a card of recovery. You may be kind of moving in the right place, but you still may be feeling a bit unsure. It may be that some of you, you know, maybe need to still, maybe some of you aren't quite ready yet, even though you want to be, and you're starting to like the idea of being with somebody a bit more. It may be that you need some more time to heal, to maybe continue disconnecting from somebody in the past. It also might be for those of you who are single or looking that there is an opportunity around you. There is perhaps somebody or even other somebodies who want to get to know you, or maybe a person in particular similar to Taurus's. There may be someone, Virgo, that's interested in you, but you're not sure. You may be afraid of some painful history repeating itself, particularly if it's somebody that you knew before or had a relationship with before. Or it may be somebody that is a little different than your normal archetype, and so you're like, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be right. And some of you may just not quite be ready yet. For those of you who are coupled, again, the energy is the same. The details will vary, but the energy remains the same. For those of you who are coupled, you may have, I mean, there's quite a strong implication here that something needs to be healed from. So there may have been some issues, some difficulties in your relationship, and even though you're moving towards a better place, you're still not, you know, it's slow but sure, right? It also could be that there's an opportunity to heal together moving forward. But again, there is a bit of reluctance or resistance here, because it may be that you can't see how things are working out, how things might work out. You've got some fears. They might be realistic. They might not be altogether realistic. But there is an element in the Two of Swords of, well, if I start down this path and it doesn't work, then I'm right back to the same place again. True. But if you don't, then you're going to stay stuck in this place. So the advice is to take a step, take another step, take another step. That's all you have to focus on, is just one step at a time moving forward. Okay, let's move on to Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Capricorn, love snapshot for the next 30 days. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. We have the Six of Swords again. The Six of Swords, a card of healing. The Five of Wands, a card of conflict. And the Star, renewed, restored hope, faith, and optimism. So again, a similar theme between, which I often find between signs that share the same element, earth, air, fire, water. A similar theme is to Taurus and Virgos. So Capricorn, there's an opportunity for healing and renewal here. Healing and renewal. And it's interesting because the Star is a card of renewed hope, faith, and optimism after something happens. Because in the tarot, the Star comes after the Tower, which is usually that unexpected thing that comes in and shakes things right down to the ground, or ends something, or breaks something down, right? And the Star comes after to renew, restore, rebuild hope, faith, and optimism. It's also one of the secondary wish fulfillment cards, getting what you want, but it requires a path of faith first, walking that, do what's in front of you to do what's in your responsibility and your ability to do, and trust that the path that you're on is the right one. And of course, Six of Swords is healing. It's putting the worst behind you and slowly but surely moving towards a better place, a healed place. But in the middle, we have this conflict, the Five of Wands, internal conflict, external conflict, conflict within yourself, conflict with other people. It could be like gossip and rumor mongering among people that might be affecting your love and romance life at all, too. And it's a card of competition. It may be that you feel inferior in some way, or less than, or you feel like you're not enough of this, or not enough of that, or not enough of the other thing. But again, there's opportunities for healing and recovery here. So with those of you that are single and dating and looking, I feel like some of you may be hesitant to get out there. I feel like some of you may be hesitant to put yourself, in social environments or online or whatever it is that you seek to do, to give yourself the most potential for choices, like-minded people, looking in places, figuring out what kind of relationship you want, what kind of character traits you're looking for, and then turning the rest kind of over to spirit. Because it feels like some of you are hesitant to get out there again, to be seen again, that you feel, which usually comes from somebody else kind of plugging those messages into our head, or negative or painful experiences from the past of feeling like it's not going to succeed because you're not tall enough, you're not short enough, you're not, you're too fat, you're too thin, you're too old, you're too young, you don't make enough money, you don't whatever, right? I mean, fill in the blank, all the self-doubts and insecurities. I feel like some of you, it's about actually putting yourself out there and opening up a little bit of trust and a little bit of faith here moving forward. And for those of you that are coupled, it's the same. It's quite obvious that there's some level of, just like your sister signs Taurus and Virgo, Capricorn, there is or has been some level of conflict. And it feels like for some of you, this might be a renewal or reconciliation energy too. Do I really want to do what it takes to kind of move forward together? There's huge opportunities to do that here, but again, free will, free agency. You can choose to say yes or you can choose to say no. Those of you that are single and looking at maybe somebody from the past, that wants to come in and kind of reconnect and resolve and reconcile and heal. But again, there's conflict here. And single, I feel like a lot of you, you're kind of afraid to kind of walk that path again just because of experiences you've had in the past. And because this is a general reading and the little details will, but the fundamental energy is the same. There was some kind of issue and you're not sure if you want to, the indecision or the conflict comes from not knowing if you want to move forward on this path or not. For those of you who are single and looking, you want to, but yet you're also afraid of history repeating itself. And, there's some, I think, self-doubt and insecurity issues here, and those are only going to be resolved by kind of walking through them. A strong energy here of moving forward, of taking a chance, of kind of taking a step forward, for both those of you that are coupled, but whom the relationship has had some issues. There's huge transformative healing powers here should you choose to move forward, right, and say yes. And the same with singles in terms of overcoming anything from the past moving forward. All right, I think I will leave it there. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, the earth signs, that's your little love snapshot for the next 30 days. I hope that you found it useful in some way. Again, if it resonated with you or you like the reading style, if you're interested in reaching out for a personal reading with me for yourself or as a gift for someone else, email me at maggie1maguire@gmail.com. You can also see that contact info by clicking the title or description link. I'd be delighted to hear from you. Don't forget to watch the general readings. I also post for each individual sign every 2 weeks on my YouTube channel as well. Take care. Hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.